What's up, guys? It's your boys Wokey back with some more of the Chris Watts videos, of course. And this one is another one that we needed to take a look at because the canine searches has been kind of confusing for some, including myself, because one time we can see them doing stuff that doesn't look like they're supposed to be doing that. And then the other times we see the cadaver dogs alert and they don't really do nothing. So we're definitely going to look into this. Somebody said something about pink powder or pink dust in my last live, and I wanted to find out if that was in the canine search. This is the read through, which is all the documentation and the discovery and so forth, and we're going to listen to it from Zav Girl. So if you guys have not watched her already, I suggest you go over to her channel. Link is in the description. You know the deal. On my channel, if you guys could do me a solid favor and subscribe to the YouTube channel by hitting the white bar icon down the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I posted that video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, thank you so much for the support. Hopefully one day we will hit that 100K goal, but I need your guys' help. With that being said, let's get into the read through of the canine search that they did the day after the murders.
Guys, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to actually read some of the reports from the canine dog search when they brought in the dogs through the house and stuff. So just gonna read you the reports here. The first,
which we can do. I have this program now that I can take videos and put it through, and it tries to upscale it even to better quality. So I'm trying to do that with nicholkessinger's videos of her interrogations. It's going to try to make it go from grainy to a little bit better. It's an AI computer tool that makes it look better. So if you guys want me to look at some of these videos, the canine search, nicholkessinger's interviews, so we can see her face and see the mannerisms more, let me know down in the comments below.
One is going to be from Officer Catherine Lyons. Okay, so on Tuesday, August 14th, 2018, at approximately 11:45 a.m. in the state of Colorado, county of Weld, town of Frederick, I, Officer Kate Lyons, responded to the police department and met with a search and rescue team and their canines for search efforts regarding the disappearance of Shanannwatts and her 2 children. After being briefed on the situation, I, along with Officer Perez, Deputy Tak, I don't even know how to say that, Tak, I don't know, but Boulder County Sheriff Jane Zimowski and Jeff Hybert, search and rescue dogs of the United States, responded to the home of the missing individuals. Upon arrival, I contacted Chris Watts and explained to him that the Frederick Police Department brought in some extra resources, search dogs, to help locate his family. With his permission, he allowed a full search of his home. Prior to the beginning of the search, Deputy Tak explained what would be needed for the dogs to have a successful search. She explained the need to collect scent articles, while speaking with Chris about appropriate items such as
which they collected scents down the road at the construction site and other locations, which I thought was kind of very odd. Well, one, because Chris dropped the articles of clothing, the blankets, possible toys and so forth, possibly his clothes as well. But the trauma and the cadaver dog finds human remains, and the other dog has scent for trauma, in like sweat, perspiration, bodily fluids and stuff like that. But they both alerted, which was kind of weird to say the least, because one of them, well, I could see it now because one is trauma, and yeah, but would it be able to smell I don't know. I'm not into the dog canine. I was just wondering if like they were smelling the deceased bodies, but they weren't. Well, CC was smothered. Maybe I'm looking too far into that, but let's continue.
Shoes and clothing. She stated the importance of the items not being touched by anyone else. Each time Deputy Talk asked Chris about specific items, he mentioned that he had in some way touched them. Deputy Talk was able to collect the scent from shoes. Upon entry to the home, I immediately noticed a strong odor of cleaning chemicals. The home appeared spotless, and the carpet had noticeable vacuum lines. Yeah, because he was up all night cleaning. Like, even that one,
I wish they would have done a hold on him. Like, you know how you can do like a 72 hour or 72-hour hold on somebody that might be needing to look evaluated for the brain, or I just feel like, because I think they said 81% of murders in a family, it's the father or the spouse that is the one that is usually the reason why. 81%, and they didn't think about holding him. No, you go right ahead and go home. And oh, by the way, you can clean up while you're at it. Like, they literally let him do that.
interview. Remember the one I just put out, Jeremy Lindstrom, how he said, when they were over, he was like, okay, well, I got to get back to cleaning. Like, what do you got to get back to cleaning? Like, cleaning what? Well, duh, we know now, but like, didn't his friends find that odd? Like, what are you trying to clean up? But it sounds like, like they thought, maybe it was like a nervous thing that he was doing because he was nervous. I don't know. But gosh, man, if there was any evidence or DNA or anything, he was cleaning it up. So sounds like he really went to town. But okay, so as we walked to the kitchen living room area, I observed that the television was on a sports show. While standing by the back slider door, Deputy Talk inquired about the little girl's shoes on the back porch. Chris said that the girls wore them to a pool party and the shoes had been wet, so he put them out to dry. During the conversation, Chris mentioned that he had made the girls' beds that morning and had done laundry. He said that he had a hard time sleeping and he is used to one of the little girls throwing chicken nuggets at him and the other one sitting in the high chair. I mean, out of all things to, miss about your children.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's the thing you come up with. Oh, I miss them throwing chicken nuggets at me. This guy, I don't know. Chris was asked about Shanann's car and if she drove it to the airport, and he said no. Nikki dropped her off. It's the white car out front. He was asked if he drives it, stating the white car in the driveway. No. Yeah. He was asked if his wife has a car, and he pointed to the garage and said yes. When asked if he drives it, he stated that he took the girls to a pool party in it on Saturday. Officer Perez commented to Chris that he can't...
I thought the pool party was on Sunday.
Imagine what he's going through. While speaking with Chris, he showed no emotion and did not seem to respond appropriately to the situation.
He has no emotions.
Chris did not ask any questions or offer to help at any time. Chris's facial expressions rarely changed. However, when they did, he seemed to smile, smirk inappropriately. Yes, remember those
always did.
Creepy little smirks? It almost reminded me like he you know how that the duping delight or whatever, he wanted to smile so bad
because he thought he got away with it.
I'm getting one over on them. But it was like he knew it wasn't appropriate to smile, so it's almost like he was trying to fight it, so he
wasn't trying to
fight back a smile, so it turned into this weird look, like, you know what I'm saying, like he's trying to smile, his body, involuntarily, not even,
giving himself up.
He can't even help it because of the narcissist in him, that his body wants to smile, his mouth wanted to smile, and he knew.
You know who else did that? NK.
Oh shoot, that's not good. I can't smile. That's not gonna look so good. So it was like he was fighting it off. He was fighting his own body. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And so it came across like this weird smile. Like if you notice, he does that. Just watch through the that process, or just even through the interviews, or just that when they come over that whole time, like he just keeps trying to fight off a smile. And I mean, think about that. That is sickening. Like that your body, that you're that bad of a person, and I don't know, you're just so content with what you did that even though you know that it's not right to smile, you know what I'm saying, but your body, I mean, it's so deep within you that you're just so content that you can't really control your satisfaction. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so you have to try to fight it by like consciously, trying to not smile. You know what I'm saying? And it's that strong that like it's like a fight. You know what I'm saying? And like even him just thinking don't smile, he can't even help it. Like his body's just doing it, and so he has to.
He laughed in his interviews,
trying to make his face not smile. I don't know if that's making sense. What I'm trying to say, but that's what I got from it. That's what it seemed like he was doing to me, but I don't know. Okay, so then this guy picked up on this weird smirk or weird smile. But anyway, so it said he seemed to smile, smirk inappropriately, displaying a lack of empathy, specifically when speaking about his children. His voice remained low and even toned. His nonverbal cues were very apparent. Chris had very erect and almost tense posture, and his arms crossed a majority of the time. Chris lacked eye contact and appeared to be nervous, looking around constantly. Yeah, we know how nervous he looked. I mean, he was. Wow. Chris escorted us through the entire house, showing us each room, including the laundry room, where he dug through dirty laundry and again mentioning that he was doing his kids' laundry. I mean, you would think, where's your priorities at? Why would you even worry about doing your kids' laundry?
I would not be doing that.
Be focusing on, finding them. Like, what?
I wouldn't be able to do anything. I wouldn't be able to eat.
I mean, we know now, like, of course, no, he did, so yeah, he's not focused on finding them, but like, he couldn't even pretend. The thing is that is weird because he's so bad at, faking this whole thing or pretending, but yet he was so good his whole life at making people believe that he's this person. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But then for this, he was just...
And then he tells investigators and he tells other people that he doesn't want to be looked at this moment in time, the one time, because he wants to be looked at for the whole time he's been out in the world. Excuse me. Oh my gosh.
Horrible, but I guess because he didn't really have practice, he didn't have, years of practice, number one.
I'm surprised he didn't Google how to murder. Oh no, he got that from Nicole.
Number two, he didn't have anything to model it after because, I mean, how many people are you around that kill off their family and then have to pretend, that something else happened or everything's okay? So for him to mimic something like that and to learn the behavior, to act normal, how to act like a concerned father and husband of somebody where, your family's missing, he probably doesn't have that much knowledge and that much experience trying to mimic and you know what I'm saying, trying to copy those behaviors, because when would he have ever thought to try to practice those behaviors and what would it be like to be a caring, loving husband, father that has missing kids? You know what I'm saying? That something could have happened. Like,
well, I can tell you in my case, if this were me, not the murderer, the one that lost his family, I would be freaking out. You would have bags under my eyes. I would be researching online during the times that I'm at home and I would have to be at home. But most of the time I'd be out looking for my family, looking in this place, looking in that place. Like I wouldn't be talking to the news broadcast. I would want to find my kids.
Like, how do you act for that situation? Because of course he didn't have...
Well, I can tell you I wouldn't be doing what he did.
It's not like he could act that natural way because he doesn't know, because he doesn't have those feelings. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't really know because he's really not that person. He's not that loving husband and wife, or loving husband and father. So who does he have? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? How much practice could he have really had to be able to fake that? So maybe that's why he was just so bad He was so bad, but he was so good at faking it, you know, his whole life, where people thought, you know, he's so good at faking it his whole life, but just not in this specific situation. He didn't have, you know, experience or knowledge or a lot of, you know, practice on how to, what would be the right way to act in this situation, you know. So with him not having just like a natural understanding, because he doesn't really feel that way, because he's not that
He can't
person,
feel.
you know,
He can't feel
had to have
love.
had some kind of practice or experience to be good at it, you know, because
He
he's not
Googled
really
it.
a loving and caring husband and dad, you know what I'm saying? So he was horrible. He did not know how to act appropriately. So okay, so prior to beginning the search, Chris was asked to step outside so there was no interference with the dogs. Deputy Perez remained with him, and the front door remained open so that at any time he wanted to discontinue the search, he could do so, and the information could be easily relayed. I entered the...
He thought nothing was going to happen because they were not there. They were at Survey 319. Of course he's going to be like, yeah, go ahead. Let him in or whatever, kind of, because he knew that nothing happened besides the smothering and the choking. So he thought he was going to get away with it still.
Home with Jane and her canine, who she stated is a cadaver dog. As we moved through the home, Jane explained that what type of scent the dog alerts to. Jane mentioned several times that the dog alerted to areas where there may have been some sort of trauma or struggle.
But the thing is, too, and some people said that he alerted, but I never saw when the dogs went into Shanann's room if they alerted. Because that's where we are led to believe that the murder took place of Shanann in the bedroom.
Such as an argument, explaining that scent from people pulls and collects in areas. The dog did not locate any human remains. The search continued from the neighborhood clubhouse, west and then north, circling back to the home without success. Jane's dog was later taken to Chris's work truck, which was parked just east of his home. Jane stated that the dog detected but gave no hard command. However, the dog did not enter the vehicle, and the doors to the vehicle remained closed.
How can you do a walkthrough? I guarantee if you open up those doors, that dog would have been, like, it would have alerted.
So it makes me wonder why they didn't
even
ask
look
to,
at it.
you know, search his car or bring the dogs to the car. Because I know he could have refused it, you know, because then they probably would have had to get a search warrant.
But they might as well, because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. You're looking at the truck but didn't open up the doors?
But at least
What?
they ask him, and then he does refuse it, but then you are like, whoa, why is he not letting us search the car? You know what I'm saying? And knowing him, he probably would have said, oh, yeah, sure, go ahead. I mean, who knows? What do you think he would have said if they would have asked him? Because, you know, like they found like a bunch of hair, you know, hair in the car. So, and who knows what else he got out of the car before
He threw away a lot of stuff down the road.
Like those couple days, you know. So what was in that car when they came? But when the dogs came,
They didn't even look into the white car. Like, shouldn't they have looked, like, opened up the doors, looked in the white car, looked in the truck? I don't feel like they searched it well enough.
and that's right. The dogs came the next day, so he already had a day.
Or let the dog sniff Nicole, like a hairbrush of hers or something, and then they could have gone through and seen if the dog alerted in the house. Oh, they could have done that so much.
To clean it out, so he probably did clean it out. So he probably would have said yes, huh? Well, no, he didn't clean it out very good, because I mean, they did find, you know, the hair in the car. And then, yeah, that's true, because since they were doing a surveillance on his
They found hair in the car. I never heard that.
house without him even knowing, though, they would have seen if he was, you know, cleaning his car out. And we're like, wait a minute.
Well, that car was
I mean,
clean
I know he
to
did
begin
go to his
with.
car and got stuff out, but I'm talking about like if he was like vacuuming and spraying and, you know, so I don't know. that'd be interesting to see what he would have said if they would have asked him, okay, can we open the door? These dogs, and have them, sniff around. Would he, would he have been like, no? Like, could you see him actually really saying, no, no, yeah, no, you can't do that, to get a search warrant, no.
No, but Nicole did. Oh, you can't leave Jim alone. No, don't talk to him. Like, why are we listening to Nicole? So, like, what she's saying right now, if Chris did, they would have been like, oh, we got to look into this. Nicole did it.
I couldn't see him saying no,
I could see him saying no.
But then...
Because look how bad he was, or he probably would have just been like really nervous like he did when he was looking at the camera over at Nate's house. So I think he thought he was going to be arrested there, but...
If he would have said yes, I don't know. I don't know. I really think he probably would have just said yes. And then just been like, oh, shoot. I don't know. Been freaking out, Okay, so, where are we at? Where are we here? Okay, so, I can't find where we are. So they said, yeah, they didn't enter the vehicle and the doors of the vehicle remain closed. Okay, so while in the home, a track dog was asked to enter, as there had been some indication from the cadaver dog that a struggle or argument may have ensued. Jeff Hyber and his canine entered the home. Jeff stated that his dog...
Did he say in the front door?
Showed interest in the unmade bed in the basement and an area just below the stairs.
What if Chris was already at the front door right away in the beginning? He could have been there, grabbed her. Well, I don't think he grabbed her then. I think they went to bed. But there is possible trauma in the front of the house, in the door.
But did not do any final trained alerts. We exited the basement and went upstairs to the garage. No indicators were noted in the garage, and we exited the home. After completion of the canine searches, the canine team was thanked for their help and they left. I remained in the area to assist with a neighborhood canvass, going door to door, handing out flyers and speaking with residents. At approximately 2015 hours, I returned to the PD and was told that we were done for the day. The reports in the map track from the canine team members have been added to the case file. On Wednesday, August 16th, 2018, at approximately 15:30 hours, I reported for duty and was asked to respond to Aggregate Boulevard and Windham Hill to hand out more flyers and contact people in and out of the Windham Hill neighborhood. At approximately 1800, I was instructed to sit on the south side of the house and not allow anyone in or out of the home. I remained at the location until instructed to respond to the front of the house at approximately 2200 hours. At approximately 2112 hours, a search warrant was executed. I was tasked with perimeter security, not allowing anyone not authorized to step on the property. At approximately 2216, I notified Sergeant Bakes that the tow truck arrived on scene. I maintained the crime scene log, and at approximately 2328 hours,
I feel like these read-throughs, I get so much more information than watching.
After completion of the search warrant and evidence had been secured in patrol vehicles, I handed the crime scene log over to FET Officer Walleye and left the scene. Nothing further. Officer K. Lines. Okay, so now I'm going to read you the other canine one here.
The two separate ones. So this
is from Deputy Katie Tock. Okay. The report will detail a canine track during an agency assist for Frederick Police Department. Canine Scout and I responded to 2825 Saratoga Trail in Erie, Weld County, Colorado, to assist Frederick PD in locating a missing mother and her two children. Canine Scout and I found no trails leading away from the residence. We advised Frederick police officers of our finding and were released from the scene. Okay, so on 8/14/18 at approximately 10 a.m., Deputy Kate Tock was dispatched along with SARDOS, which is Search and Rescue Dogs of the United States, to respond to Frederick Police Department for a canine track. I obtained permission from Sergeant Michael Linden to respond out of the county with my Canine Scout. Canine Scout is a bloodhound certified in suburban trailing and human remains detection through SARDOS. 2 other SARDOS handlers responded with me. Upon arrival, officers
So
explained
there
that
was
a
3 handlers with the 1 dog?
pregnant female named Shanannwatts, 34 years old, and her 2 young daughters had been missing since 5:30 on 8/13/18. Her vehicle was still at the house, along with her cell phone and any additional clothing or items for the children. Frederick Police Officer Perez then escorted us to the missing woman's address at 2825 Saratoga Trail, Erie, Colorado. After consent was obtained by Christopher Watts, I entered the home with 2 Frederick police officers to collect scent articles to use for the canine track. All laundry had been washed or touched by Chris. Isn't that,
Shocker.
So, did he know that the canines were coming? I mean, that's another question I would have. Did he?
Well, he was trying to play cleanup. And he was doing as much as he could to clean up. I mean, look at the trash can. Look at the garage, the cleaning smell. I mean, come on. You let him sit there. The family is missing his, I don't know where they went, but all the stuff is there. What, like, he was expecting to be like, did they get beamed up by aliens or something? Like, that's how stupid Chris Watts was, thinking that these police officers were just gonna be like, yeah, she's gone. Like, they're not stupid.
Was he aware, like, the day before, we're gonna bring the dogs? Because why would he, do all the laundry? You know what I'm saying?
Trying to clean up.
Like, why? You would think, well, if he knew they were coming, he wouldn't. See, I'm talking about this like,
it's frustrating because it could have been gone
like
in one different way.
Like, we haven't caught him yet, so I know. I mean, like, we don't know what happened, so I know. Well, Dub, obviously, what happened. So yeah, he did the laundry because. But I mean, I'm just wondering if was he aware that they were coming the day before?
I think so.
And if he was, you would think, I would have called him out. Like, well, why are you cleaning? Why are you doing all this laundry when we need to get a scent?
Exactly.
So, but I'm not sure. Was it just like that day they're like, oh, you want us to bring the dogs, or was it like the day before? Oh, we're gonna bring the dogs tomorrow.
He did say that he didn't know about the dogs until right before they came in and asked. They asked, "Hey, can we bring these dogs in?" So it wasn't like it was planned at night. Like, the day before, they were like, "Hey, can we let our dogs in the house?" So,
and if that's the case, they should have said something like, "Why'd you do the laundry? Why'd you clean? We need to get scents," But anyway, the beds had been made by Chris since Shanann and her children had disappeared, making it difficult to find a scent article. I asked Chris to point out their shoes. He showed me a pair of flip-flops that Shanann had worn home from the airport. Chris had previously touched the straps of these sandals. While wearing latex gloves, I placed a piece of sterile gauze in the flip-flops under the straps and let it stay there for a few minutes. Chris also pointed out 2 pairs of shoes that his daughters had worn home from a pool party on Saturday. Chris told me he had touched the shoes when he put them on the deck to dry. I placed a sterile gauze down inside the toe portion of each pair of shoes for a few minutes. After the time had passed, I collected the gauze and placed them in Ziploc bags. I exited the house. Chris gave one of the Frederick police officers consent to have a canine search the house. Sardis member Jane searched the house with her canine for human remains. Boulder County Park Ranger Jeff Hybert also searched the house with his canines. Afterwards, Ranger Hybert and I attempted tracks with our canines starting at
so there was 3 canine dogs?
Opposite ends of the block.
Is that what I'm
Ranger Hybert
feeling?
and I attempted tracks with our canines starting at the opposite ends of the block. I scented Canine Scout on the gauze that I had collected from Shanann's shoe and told him to go find. We checked all surrounding intersections within a few blocks of the house. Canine Scout would either show a negative at the intersection or walk along the edge of what appeared to be the scent pool. At one point, Canine Scout turned north from Wyndham Park into a field between Saratoga Trail and Steeple Rock. He circled the tanks in the field, but lost interest, and I brought him back to Wyndham Park. So, he circled the tanks in the field, but lost... I don't know. We then continued checking intersections until we had completely circled the residence within the radius of a few blocks. So the same conclusion. I traced our path on a map provided by Frederick officers and gave it to Officer Perez and advised him of our findings. We were released from the scene. Nothing further. So case closed.
Am I getting
so
3 dogs
shows,
of this, or am I just
this map of where they, where they the path that they took, where they searched a map of, the neighborhood and the roads and stuff. So
so nothing about the pink stuff at the top of the stairs. Somebody had mentioned that there was pink stuff at the top of the stairs from the basement. I'm gonna look into more of that. I thought this would have this in there, but I don't know if I was misinterpreting what I heard, that it's possible 3 dogs instead of 2, unless it was just from the other note that made it sound like there was 3 dogs. But definitely let me know what you think on the canine read through. I definitely thought the read through was very teaching, or not teaching, educational, because it taught us a little bit more direct, because your mind just paints a picture when you hear things of what you would interpret it, like the story. I just feel like it's deeper when you hear it or you read it rather than watching it. Like everybody says, when you watch a movie compared to reading the movie, you get more out of the reading. And I feel like with these read throughs from the Discovery, I feel like we can get a little bit more. I just would like to know what you guys think, and your thoughts, your opinions, your theories, of course, down below. Just bear with me on reading them. I try to read as much as I can. So if I don't get to yours, don't think that I did not look at it or I don't care about you. I do. It's just there are thousands of comments, and I definitely go through them, but it takes a lot of time. So again, thank you guys for watching. Thumbs up in the video, subscribe, share with your friends, and we will see you guys in the next one. Keep it real, keep it safe, and as always, keep nerding on, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.